and welcome to A Stone's Throw Away, where we do intuitive stone reading. If you need your tarot read, go on and head on over to Passion Water Tarot, where she does intuitive tarot reading. Tell her Tasha says hi, Mama do. I'm going to start us off. We're going to do the November 30th to December 3rd, Monday through Thursday reading for Virgo. I'm going to start us off with an affirmation card from the Louise L. Hayes You Can Heal Your Life deck. I hope everyone stayed safe, has a good week this week, and let's tell you a little bit about your astrology for the week. We only have a couple things happening, but they're juicy. So on the 30th, we have a lunar eclipse of the full moon in Gemini. It's a penumbral eclipse, and the full moon usually brings a fruition of events, but an eclipse brings unexpected endings, so that ought to be interesting. The lunar eclipse in Gemini is going to bring a recognition of self-defeating patterns. Okay. And it's also going to reveal secrets. That'll be super interesting because on the 1st, the next day, Mercury is going into Sagittarius, which means everyone's going to lose their filters. Now, I'm a Sagittarian. I don't have any filters to begin with. I've been told I have all the emotional tact of a teaspoon. That's fine. I'm used to it. So are my friends. But, you know. Also makes me a bit of a blunt reader. I don't know. If you listen to Passion Water Tarot, my mommy, you may have noticed that we don't sugarcoat things. There's your card. If you're messing up, we're going to tell you you're messing up. I am totally adequate for all situations. Yes, Virgo, you're totally adequate for all situations. I am one with the power and wisdom of the universe. I claim this power, and it is easy for me to stand up for myself. Alrighty. Now, as I said, I do intuitive stone readings here. This is my mat. If you haven't seen me before, these are relationships. Doesn't have to be romantic relationships, though it can be. It's also friends, family, coworkers, anything that's significant to you. This is you. This is how you're feeling, what you're thinking, what's on your mind, what you're projecting out to people, what people are getting from you. It's your state of mind, anything that's central to you. These are your challenges for the week, and those are your stumbling blocks. That's, you know, things that aren't going your way, surprises that come up, you know, this type. And anything that goes towards the center of the circle are things that are closer in time, closer in space, things that are on your mind more, they're more important, you know, they're more central to the whole thing. Anything out towards the edges are further away in time, further away in space, going out, going in, or they're just more peripheral to the subject. They're not as important. If they're outside of the circle and above the midline, then that's something that you're ignoring. It's trying to get your attention. If it's below the midline and outside of the circles, then that's something that you know, but you kind of don't know, you know. It's in your subconscious, or it's one of those hunches, or, you know, it's one of those little thoughts that's niggling in the back of your head, and you're thinking, you know, I knew that. It was just already on the tip of my tongue. You know how those go. If it falls completely off the board, then it's coming out of the blue. It's a complete surprise. You had no clue what was happening. So, without any further ado, let's pull some stones. I've got my eyes closed. Now remember, these are all general readings. If what I say isn't jibing with you, go hit your moon and your rising up. If you have a partner that you're especially close to, someone they're always going, you know, I don't know where you end and they begin, and you two are so alike. Well, go hit up their sun, moon, and rising. Because guess what? We're reading energies, and sometimes we can't find it either. And if it's still not jiving, maybe it's not your week. Wonderful thing about YouTube, though, is that we can now transcend time. Because maybe I'm doing this in November. Maybe you found it in March. Because maybe March is when you needed it. You've heard the saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. Well, when the querent, the asker, is ready, the reading appears. You found it when you needed it. So, let's see where the stones land and what we've got going on here. Woo, Taurus, we've got some relationship fun going on for you. Let's start with the challenges, because that's the easy part. Actually, let's start with you, then we'll go to challenges. Then we'll go to relationships, because, whew, baby. Virgo, sweetheart. Did I call you Taurus earlier? I'm sorry. Virgo, sweetheart. Alright. We've got you've been feeling artsy, but you kind of have like maybe a block going on there. You've been thinking about this older relative, this older person in your life. It feels like maybe aunt, uncle, cousin, that sort of person. And you've been doing a lot of thinking in your relationships about old stuff. We're talking, that this ain't current relationship business. This is like, old relationship business. This is the baggage, y'all. Okay? And you've been thinking about a lot. You've been looking at it. But I'm going to tell you right now that whatever you're looking at, Virgo, you're not seeing it clearly. Okay, let me repeat that. You are not seeing it clearly. Okay, we're going to get back to that in a minute. Over here in challenges, there's not much going on. You're going to feel sad. That's probably what's going on over here in the relationship pile, okay? And that is a pile. And there is something in there, and it's actually the most interesting stone I own. I love this stone. This is a piece of petrified wood. It's a piece of petrified wood that burned before it petrified. And then it partially agatized. And what that teaches us is that out of ashes, out of nothing, even when you think it's over, you think, I can't survive this. You can survive more than you expect. And even become something beautiful. You can't see it too well, but that sparkles. Okay? So there's going to be something, or there's been something, and you're still working through it, that you didn't think, or you don't think you'll be able to survive, Virgo. But the stones are telling you that you can survive this. You will get through this. And you will come out for the better. Okay? Over here, in the relationship pile up. Okay, you've been thinking a lot about old stuff. It's made you very prickly. And in return, that's made your partner very prickly. I feel very strongly this is a partner situation. Okay. The partner, they've been working. It's a new type of work. They're not very good at it yet, but they're bringing in money. And they're trying. You have been dealing with jealousy issues, money issues, home issues, and none of it you're seeing clearly. Virgo, this is a distorted thinking. You need to take a step back and think about this, because this is this thinking that is distorted. It's all touching this. This is distorted views. This is distorted thinking, okay? All of this is causing fights, big fights. Okay? It's making me anxious. I'm biting my nails. Sorry. Sometimes I get feelings with these things, okay? It's making... Oh my lord, see, I didn't even see these. These fell off the board. Okay, so we've got... You're seeing distorted. You're not seeing the truth of the matter. Your partner's feeling prickly because they're trying to work with this new job that they're not that great at. They're trying to bring in money to the house. It looks like there's another person in the situation who's not easy to love, but they're not really in the situation. They're kind of like on the outskirts, but they're influencing the situation. And it looks like you're having a problem with also that you're ignoring, that you're not feeling comfortable in yourself and your relationship with divinity, whatever that might be. And your spirituality, you're not comfortable with it. It's not feeling solid. It's not feeling smooth. So you need to get right with that, and that's going to help things. You need to clear up and see clearly the situation over here. Because you can't do anything without seeing clearly. Okay? There's a surprise work situation coming in here that you're not noticing. There's... The things you're not noticing over here is there's work being done. There's work to be done, I think, that you don't know about. Or work being done you don't know about. There is a strength that you've forgotten somehow. Up here, and the things that you're ignoring. The things that are going to come as surprises. And I've got my head in my hands because at least one of them I've been talking about for a week and a half, dear. So, you've got a house situation coming up as a surprise. You've got a work situation coming up as a surprise. And the last surprise you have is shadow work. This should not be a surprise. I have been talking to everyone about shadow work for at least a week. Including you and your last 2 readings. Go back and watch them. Do your shadow work. Your shadow work is working through your grief, working through your anger, working through your fear and your bitterness and all your baggage. This stuff is stemming from your shadow work that you haven't done. I was told that was silver. It's not. Anyway. Work through your grief. Work through your anger. Work through your bitterness. Do your shadow work. And I promise you, half these problems will disappear. Do your shadow work. I cannot stress that enough. See if any other stones want to come talk to me and you. Yeah. See, you're making it very hard to love you. Very hard. You're making it contentious. There's contention growing over here. And you're not going with the flow and relaxing at all. So you need to chill out. Do the shadow work. I cannot stress it enough, Virgo. I really can't. I swear if I have to say do the shadow work one more time this week, I may explode. Sit down, go talk to a counselor, do some journaling, do some meditation, talk to your preacher. I don't care who you talk to. Go talk to someone. Work this stuff out. Let's do a 3-card reading, see if we can't get you somewhere to focus other than doing your shadow work. Could someone please comment down below if you've done some of your shadow work for me, please? Let me know. I'm getting a little frustrated here. Some people I'm doing the 3rd reading for the in the last week and a half, and they still haven't done their shadow work at all, any of it, because it's coming up as problems time and time again. So let's do a 3-card reading. I'm doing the Connolly deck here. We're going to do one for clarity, one for where to focus, and one for a possible outcome. And remember, with all divination, it's always possible outcomes. Nothing is set in stone. You can always change the outcome. We wouldn't do readings if you couldn't change the outcome. That's the point of the readings. If you don't like what we're reading, change the outcome. The Nine of Cups. You feel like there's a wealth of opportunity in front of you. You feel like the choices are abundant. Seven of Wands. Reversed. What you've built, what you've made is about to come falling down. You need to work on shoring it up. It's all about to turn upside down and topsy-turvy. Judgment, reversed. Poor judgment is at hand. Someone might sit in judgment who doesn't belong there. People aren't going to get what they deserve. So you want to change that? Change your ways. Do your shadow work. So one more time. Do your shadow work. If anything I said helped, if you liked anything I said, or if it hit a nerve, hit that bell, hit the button, subscribe, give me a like, give me a comment. Please let me know if you're doing your shadow work. Please. Remember, I also do private readings, the details of which are down below. And they're a little more in depth. The stones and I get a whole lot better traction whenever we have more specific questions to answer. So, y'all have a great week. I'll see y'all later. I may have some other surprise readings at hand, so keep tuned. And don't do anything I wouldn't do. And if you do otherwise, don't get caught. Y'all have a good one.